Shalom, shalom, everybody. Happy Passover. Everyone's in their homes according to the scriptures and what we are supposed to be doing. We are in our houses. We are celebrating the Passover of 2017, and we are excited about that. Somebody tell me how you guys feel. Who is this their first time? Is there someone on the line where this is their first Passover?
Yes.
All right. What do you think about it so far? I mean, all the information that we've given and all the things that we've said, how do you feel about that?
Well, I was glad that, that it was laid out, for everybody. A lot of other groups, people have been doing it longer, and it's just, you need some guidance, and it's good to be able to do it with people, and with the technology, we can do it at our homes, and still do it with other people. So it's good. I really appreciate everything that you do, sister. I really do. All of you guys.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Thank you so much. The fact that we're doing it in our homes, we're supposed to do it in our homes according to the scripture. I hope everybody had a chance to get the red ribbon and put over your doorpost. If not, that's something we'll get ready for next year. Next year we'll have red ribbon, and everybody put the red ribbon over the doorpost to signify the blood over the doorpost. And we do, and, you may not have been able to do it this year. It's every time you do it, you get better and better at it. Everyone has their meals, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to take an opportunity, to let everybody know this is a very important and significant high holy day, because the children of Israel were preparing. This was their last night in Egypt, and they were preparing to leave a country that they had been in their whole lives. Just like we're going to make the same preparation to leave a country that we've been in our whole lives one day, because Yah said so. And the emotions and the things that, we have had to experience here, and the connections and the friendships that we've made, and the families that we've developed, and all of the things that have gone on, this will be it for us. But I wanted to take a moment, and just one moment, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of set the scenario for you. And this is only going to be for like 48 seconds, and I'm just going to let it play. And I want you to tell me, from what you hear, how you feel about, them. They're at the table, they're eating their food, and something is happening. And I tried to find something that would give me the sound that I wanted, but this is only 48 seconds. And after this is over, I want you to try to imagine what kind of emotions they were going through to have to experience this. So I'm going to give it a second, and just listen to it and let me know what you think. Here we go. Now imagine the death angel is coming through, and that's all they hear outside of their house while they're eating. Can you imagine what that night was like? Anybody? Don't everybody speak at once?
Definitely terrifying.
To hear that all night, they heard that all night, because the death angel was going through, and everybody that didn't have the blood over the doorpost, that's all they heard all night was screams and hollers and cries and, oh, my God, what is getting ready? And they had to keep the door closed. And it didn't matter whether your family member was disobedient and didn't put the blood over the doorpost. It didn't matter whether your children were disobedient and didn't put the blood over the doorpost. They heard that all night while they were sitting there eating their food, because somebody was disobedient to Yah. And somebody didn't do what Yah told them to do. And it didn't discriminate. It didn't matter how sanctified you was. Nobody covered the next guy. It don't matter how many children you had. If you didn't do what he told you to do, guess what? You died. If you was the firstborn. Wow. That's how serious this High Holy Day is. And the Most High wanted us to do this so we could remember what we went through, our ancestors went through before we actually came out of Egypt. Anybody have a comment or anything about that? I mean, because sometimes we take it for granted. You know, what was sacrificed for us? And a lot of the Israelites didn't. They weren't obedient. Some of them was like, I ain't killing that animal. I'm not putting that blood over the doorpost. Ain't no way. Y'all following Moses, we got to eat that animal in the morning. And for some people, the morning never came because they were disobedient.
Got a comment.
Yes, sir.
My comment is that we were not adherents to those laws, the laws of the Almighty at that particular time. Remember, that particular time is just about what we're doing today. There were some of us that adhered to the laws, like the Almighty, like Moshe. He went to the elders and he expressed to the elders what was going on, what was about to happen, and etc. You understand? But we were not doing the laws of the Almighty at that particular time. We had been in that captive state for 430 years. You understand? So we was all up in the Egyptian culture. You understand? So I mean, of course, there was a lot of emotion going on because they was fearful. Some of us had put the blood around the door mantles, and a lot of us did not. You understand? So you know, like it is going to be today, it's going to be a lot of people that's not going to adhere to actually what's going on, even though they may know. You understand? You know, because we you know, it's for us to take out and start to go into a whole new thing that's uncharted ground, uncharted stuff. You understand? It's going to be a difficult task, and I'm sure that they was worried to death. They didn't know what to expect. You understand? And when they heard those things go down, you understand? See, when the elders were supposed to go and let everybody know, you understand, what was going down while he was going to meeting Pharaoh at certain times, the elders were supposed to give us the understanding. Now, it doesn't read that in the scriptures, but we can kind of surmise as to those type of things that was going down. It said, you know, he said that he went and told the elders, you understand, and expressed to them what was going to happen. And I'm sure, you understand, being in a captive state, or being in that region, in that particular amongst the Egyptians, we had no knowledge of ourselves at all. That's just my opinion.
All right. Anybody else have something they want to say about that particular time and that time? You know.
I think for me, it's kind of sitting up. You think about the uncertainty of what's to happen, what's coming next.
Right. What do you mean by that? What's coming next?
Well, I mean, what was going to happen the next morning? Yeah. You know, where they were going to go, how they, you know, how were they going to sustain themselves? Because, you know, they didn't know.
Yeah, you know, and I just wanted to say this. This is Yakenia. I just want to say, you know, thinking about when they got up and they left and they were seeing everybody crying, all of their firstborn cattle dead.
Yeah.
You know, that make you want to leave. I mean, and the Egyptians wanted them to go. At that point, that's why they gave them whatever they needed to have. They, you know, it's time for y'all to go because your Elohim is great. You know. You know, it's not a pharaoh, it's not a man, it's not a demigod. It's the real deal. Because how did he select the firstborn, even out of the goats and the sheep and the ox? You know, farmers go back and look at it. That's the firstborn. That was the first one. And that's the amazing thing. I even heard Dick Gregory kind of poke fun at, you know, they didn't that nobody needed to put blood on the post. God knew who they were. That's all a sham. But see, that's just comes from not being spiritual and not having an understanding of the scriptures. And not everybody is open to this. Not everybody is understanding how beautiful this is tonight for us, and you know how meaningless it is to the rest of the world, and how, you know, we'll be brought up from dust. We're the dust of the earth right now. He can bring us up by being obedient and remembering how he did it the first time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And the fact that he did it the first time, and history always repeats itself, we're getting ready to go through it again. That's just
together with each other.
Our last day in this land.
And you ain't going to go through it by yourself. There's going to be brothers and sisters, and that's when you're going to really see who we are.
Yes.
We'll all come together, and we're going to be amazed at this thing.
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Nah.
It brings tears to your eyes. It really does. It brings tears to your eyes to know that all the suffering that we've done and all the things that we've had to sacrifice, that the Most High saw fit to decide at this time to open up our eyes so that we can see that through it all, we are still his people. And through it all, he still loves us. And no matter what we go through, he said, I promise you, I'm coming to get you.
That's right. Hallelujah.
It makes you want to cry. It really do. I thought about it. I said, what is it going to be like the last night? You know, the emotions that we're going to have to go through. And then the mourning, like you said, when we all come together and the nation starts to come together, everybody going to be crying, from the old to the young. You know, that we will leave this land never to see it again.
I just don't think it's going to be tears of sorrow. It's going to be tears of joy for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I walk through this country every day, and I look at it, and it's just amazing to me when I look at like the skylines of the great cities in the country, that these cities will be brought down to stubble. It's just it's mind blowing. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but you know, it's just like a sand coming out of an egg time. It's just each grain is just falling, and you just feel like this thing, everybody is building for the future, planning for the future for the next 10 years, 20 years, and this thing won't even be around here.
It's, no, sir. I tutor the kids, and, you know, when I tutor the kids, you know, when you're dealing with children, they always speak of their future. You know, and that I find myself holding back because I don't want to just, you know, give them the real story. You know, this is going to be totally different. I don't even know what to tell them how it's going to look like as far as like being engineers and doctors and, you know, some of, you know, teachers or whatever. Who knows how? No one really knows.
Yeah, you got to tell them. You got to tell them who they got to first of all find out who they are. I mean, once they find out who they are, it takes precedence over what they can be. We're already that. So you know, and it's not going to, you know, they would much rather have you, when they see the destruction that you had said something about, look and find out who you are. Here's where you start. You find out who you are, and then you find out what your Creator's name is. That's the start. And from the start, you know, everybody's not going to take it, but you did something good. Find out who you are. Do you know who you are? You're not African American.
Right.
I mean, everybody knows who we are. There's 4 groups of people that worked against us to get us here. But they were all because of the Most High, because of what we've done, because of us just going on and just following and just taking on. That's what my kids graduate, going to college. That's what these kids are looking at to do what the heathen is doing. That's what I went to college for, to build their system, their kingdom. And the work that they have to do is the work that, it's the work of the Most High. I mean, I know I'm quite sure, there were people, in the scriptures that were doing their profession, and they never thought they were going to be caught up in this thing, and it would change their lives. The disciples, the apostles, it just radically changed their life when they came in contact with HaMashiach. It just radically changed their life. Everybody's lives got changed. Their course got changed. I don't mean to offend any non-Messianic people, but,
No problem. None of it. We all here. It's a whole nation. This is both. It's both Messianic. When we came together, we leave together, because we're a nation at the end of the day. No offense at all whatsoever, because we have to love each other, because love is going to get us through the rest of this. That's going to be the building block. And trusting Yah is going to get us through the rest of this. So. All right, does anybody else have any emotions that they're going through right now, or anything that you guys want to talk about in terms of leaving? Is everybody ready to go?
Yes, I've been ready.
Yes, I am.
Ever since I found out who I was.
and saying that, Sister Selah, are you ready to cut ties with everybody that you know if don't nobody else go but you?
Exactly. I sure am. I'm ready.
That's a powerful place to be. Mentally, everybody has to get to that point. And it's going to be a point where, we're going to have to just say, well, Mom, if you don't want to go, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you.
That's all I can do.
And the chances are, I don't know when they're going to stop this cell phone thing, but I don't, you can't count on that. You're not gonna be able to get in touch with anybody after that. That's it.
Nope.
It ain't gonna be no Facebook. Ain't gonna be no. It ain't gonna be no satellite phone. Nothing. You got to roll.
That's right.
That's why.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. You won't be able to bring nothing with you but your faith.
That's why you got to get your heart prepared for this here. You understand? Your heart got to be focused on the Almighty Yah, to know that we're gonna prevail out of it. You understand? He's the one that said that, and He's gonna guide us. I don't have no doubt in my mind that He won't guide us out this way.
Yeah.
Yes, He will.
Hallelujah.
We have to
have to depend on that. Yeah, we have to depend on that.
Yeah, that is correct. We have to depend on that, because we don't have. What else can we depend on? I mean, we read in the scriptures how he bailed us out every time that we put ourselves in problems, and caused our own problems. We caused our own problems, and He bailed us out. Then He gave us 70 years. You understand? We didn't learn nothing then, so He put us in a 400-year captivity. And this was predicted 5,000 years prior.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it's almost over. How many more months we got left?
We got 28 months.
28 months left from a 400-year prophecy that was predicted 5,000 years ago.
Wow. That's a long time.
And you know what's so exciting is the conversation that we having right now is the conversations they was having in their houses before they left. They was reassuring everybody it's going to be all right. All we got to do is trust y'all. Well, where we going? We don't know where we're going. We're going out into the wilderness to meet Him. Well, what we going to eat? He going to feed us. We just going to have to put our trust in it, and no matter what happens. This is what we're doing right now is what they was doing. Everybody was reassuring everybody it's going to be all right. We're going to get there. I know they didn't get no sleep that night. I know they didn't, because I wouldn't have been able to sleep a bit. I really wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Right. Me either.
Those of us that believed in the Almighty and had faith in Him, they had to reassure everybody else. You understand? Because there was no turning back at that particular point, because they was watching Egypt to be destroyed. You understand? And they got out in the wilderness and they wanted to we should have stayed in Egypt. You think that ain't gonna be said today? We should.
We should have stayed in Egypt. We should have stayed in there. We our laptops, our cell phones, we had everything.
Yeah.
My computer.
Like your brother said, ain't gonna be no technology. You know, you getting ready to meet the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's the creator of it all. You know, in order for us to meet him, he's got to strip us down to nothing.
Nothing. But you know, another thing we have to work on as far as our bodies go also. And God has allowed us this time to do that. I mean, some people haven't ran in 100 years. They say, I've run to the store. Never. They haven't did that in years. How are you going to walk? It's going to take, we can't be catching buses and all that kind of stuff, I don't think, or jumping in your car. I'm just saying,
It's going to be I'm going to tell you.
The bodies have to be in shape. You have to do some exercise to be able to move. You got to be able to move fast.
And to be able to
on
just
your 2
walk.
feet. Yes.
And to get in shape so we can just be able to walk and do the things that we need to do to get to the location. But you know what he said? Ships going to carry us back. And we're going to do a lesson on that one day on the class where we talk about how he's going to send the ships for us. And the ships is going to have food and clothing. He said you ain't going to have to bring nothing. Just bring yourself. Some going to fly in. Some going to be moved. We're going to go back by ship. He's got it already planned. Guess what? He wrote it when he spoke it. He wrote the end from the beginning. So the solution is already set. All we got to do is meet up at the appropriate time.
I said, he's going to guide us to our location. It's supposed to have been enzymes, signs stating which way to go and how to, the Almighty is, listen, we his people. This is the last, the latter days. Do you think he's going to let us fail? Of course. You understand? Those that turn back unto him, you understand, with all our heart and all our souls, he's going to carry us out of here. I'm telling you. I mean, I have to depend on him. I ain't got nothing else. I really do. You understand? And all of that money that you got stashed up, that ain't going to buy you your way. Not going to do it.
No.
I'm sorry to say.
Can you imagine you got to leave all your trophies and certificates and mementos and everything?
Yeah.
Heirlooms.
Degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
Yeah, because guess what? We got those things so we could function in this society.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to walk out that door and not come back.
No.
Last time we're going to get to go.
Hallelujah.
I wonder
turn the light out.
Yes. And what are they going to do with all the stuff? How many cars going to be left behind and furniture going to be left behind and all the stuff? And it's just going to be such a major event that there's not going to be any hiding it. But if Yah said it, we can trust it. It's going to come to pass. We just have to have enough faith to believe that. And to be there for when our brothers and sisters wake up, because I'm telling you, it's getting ready to be a massive wake up. This thing is getting ready to be massive to the point where people are going to start. They already listening to us, and they on the fence, but they know that the scripture it rings true to your spirit, and we have to worship Him in spirit and in truth, and it testifies to their spirit.
That's right.
It's going to be a massive awakening. So I just wanted to go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say this. I was thinking about what you said. When we get up out of here and all of this, this stuff is left behind. But to think about, what salvation is to us as believers. It's about a day-to-day salvation, and that's going to be a salvation moment for us. Now we got to go through the wilderness, but to get into that part, that's the first part of getting the election sure. And I'm just going to be like, I don't care what I leave behind, pictures, computers. I don't care. I got a lot of stuff. I don't care. You know, it don't even matter. If they say we're leaving, I'm out.
Yeah,
so it's like, you know, I will have no problem. I just get the most comfortable clothes I got and I'm gone. I put them on and that's it.
That is correct. That's the way you got to feel. You got to be able to drop this stuff, man, because it's materialism will play no part in our redemption.
And you're not going to need no money. Not at that moment.
Not at all. You know, the Almighty, you know, we got to understand that He is our God. You understand? And He's going to prepare a way for us. You understand? Make sure that we have everything that we need if we turn unto Him with all our heart and all our soul. We can't be doing it half-stepping. You understand? Because we're in such a bad spot. I'm going back to God, but we don't have our heart in it. That ain't gonna work. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And people are gonna come for different reasons. Some people are gonna come just to speculate. Some people of the other nations are gonna come. It's gonna be a mixed multitude, just like it was when we left Egypt. You know, and those that believe will make it to the destination, and those that murmur and complain may not make it to the destination. But we have an example on record. And this is what Passover is all about. It's an example when He did it the first time to watch the whole scene play out. And He said, redo it every year, so because there's going to come a time when you're going to do it for real.
Remember now, we murmured. I mean, they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years to get rid of all of those naysayers and backbiters and the ones that their heart was not into it. And we had to go with the new generation. You understand? The new generation is the ones that brought Joshua and Caleb. You understand? Was the only two that was left out of those old heads. So, you know, I mean, you know, I understand, though, man. You understand? After being in a captivity for 400 years, matter of fact, we was in a captivity for more than 400 years because we was exiled in Africa, so to speak, for 1,500 to 2,000 years. You understand? So, and then we didn't go back to Jerusalem. We went right on into captivity for 400 more years. So we got a lot of that bad influences in our hearts and in our soul. You understand? You know, so for us to go and get out of this mess, you understand? And it's gonna be a lot of nonsense, man, a lot of stupidity. You understand what I'm saying? Moses did a magnificent job from my perspective. We just hear about the little bit of murmuring. I'm sure that he heard it every day.
And, you know, I think about Moses. He was in front of 600,000 men.
Okay.
And they were complaining. 600,000 men. You know, and they were complaining. And, you know, and it was just him and the Most High, really, on one side to a certain extent. It sometimes seems like. You know, and they had seen the Passover. They were freed by the Passover. They were saved. Their oldest was saved. Their firstborn was saved by the Passover, and they still murmured against Moses.
Yeah. And yeah, they seen the hand of the Almighty at work, and they still.
And you know how the Most High feels about Egypt, bringing us out of Egypt. How many times do we see that in the script? We see that all the time. He is never going to let you forget a mighty hand brought you out of Egypt. He's always saying that because he's trying to make that like, how can I do anything else when I know He saved my ancestors from sure death over there?
That's right.
They were going to die. Ultimately, they were going to work them to death.
That is correct. Like they go to us today. I mean, like they go today. They have set aside camps. Internment camps is what they want to call them. You understand? The same thing. And see, they forget. They tell their story all the time. What they did to the Germans. What the Germans did to the Jews. You understand? Put them what the Americans did to the Chinese. You understand? And even the Irish people, you understand? They put them in internment camps. So we're not even favored by them at all. So imagine what they're gonna do to us if we stick around. If this society wasn't going to be tore up and judged by the Almighty, we in big trouble then.
Now, let me ask you a question. Since we're together, does everybody have their food prepared?
Yes.
Everybody, so you guys are ready to eat together. Let me ask you a question, Brother Adoniai. Are you going to sing a song for us to start this off?
Well, I mean, I got a song, but it's not a Pesach song.
That's all right. We in our houses. We're all in our houses. It's the night before we're getting ready to leave, and we're encouraging one another. And if you were to sing something to us, what would you sing?
It's called Thy Word.
Okay.
So sit back, relax. You understand? Don't cover your ears. Okay, it goes like this. Let thy cry come near before thee. Teach me of thy word. Let thy supplications find thee. My delight is in thy word. Let my lips utter thy praise. For the Lord is here before me. Keep thy hand ready to help me. I've chosen thy word. I've longed for thy salvation. My delight is in thy word. Let my soul live, and it shall praise thee. Let thy ordinances save me. I've gone astray. Oh, yeah, please save me and teach me of thy word.
Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Wow.
Hallelujah. Y'all didn't know he had it in him, did you?
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. That's all right, brother.
Thank you, Brother Daniel. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I thank all y'all that I could bring that message to you. You understand? We got to learn the words of the true and living Elohim. He is our Elohim, man. You got to feel him in your heart. I mean, I've been in this way for 42 years. You understand? And I've never felt so close to the Almighty as I do every Pesach. You understand? Because he's the only one that's going to get us out this mess that we're in.
Yes,
if we don't trust in him with all our soul, we might as well start digging our own grave.
Yes, hallelujah. And you know what I want everybody that has wine, if you could pour a glass of wine. If you don't have wine, pour something in a glass. And, you know, if you want to say something before we take a drink of, you know, to signify that this is the meal of the Passover, you know, and we're going to eat together. We're actually going to eat together tonight, you know, and once we're done, then it'll conclude us for the night, you know, because like I said, one night is going to be our last night in this land. This is the last time we will eat the food of this land. The next thing we know, we will be going to meet our Elohim, and we'll be eating the food that he has prepared and grew out the ground especially for us.
Hallelujah.
So if everybody could pour something and raise a glass. If you want to say something, you know, I'd like to say, you know, to America, you know, I was born in this land. This is all I ever knew. When I came into the knowledge of who I was, I understand how the Most High chose this place to protect Judah and to keep Yehudah in a safe environment, you know, and to keep us covered, you know, because we have lived better than most around the world. And he made sure that Judah was in a place where because Judah has to go first, you know, and I just want to say that it's been an experience. It's been some good times. It's been some bad times. But I really am ready to go meet my Elohim.
Hallelujah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
I can second
I would
that
like
with
to
you.
say thank you for all our ancestors, our patriarchs that paved the way for the nation of Yehudah to succeed forth by the hand of the Most High, allowing us to have words written, for us to be able to guide us through this time frame. And I look forward to the end of our captivity, a blessed moment. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I want to add to that by saying that I am grateful to the Almighty that He left the manuscripts, the book on record,
Right.
that we gain our understanding on who we are and who our Elohim, who our power is. You understand? And He left on record how we gonna get out this mess. It's all written in the scriptures, and He left that for us. Even though the book has been tampered with, you understand, transliterated, taking words out and putting words in, adding S's and D's and stuff to words distorted. We have enough discernment to be able to pick through the mess. And I'm so grateful to the Almighty for allowing that to happen.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I would like to say I'm just, thankful and really grateful to share this opportunity with my Hebrew sisters and brothers this time around. Last year I was with the fake Jews, celebrating with them last year because I wanted to do something different, and I just wanted to actually just see how they celebrated. And it's definitely totally different, of course. And I know that we're doing it the right way, and I'm just excited to be a part of this and to know that I am the chosen one. I'm so excited, and I'm ready to go. I am ready.
Hallelujah.
I think I'm more than ready.
I know that's right.
Thank you. Yeah. Anybody else? If you do, we can.
I have something to say. I just want to thank y'all for not forgetting about us. Even when we have forgotten about ourselves, I thank you for not forgetting about us. Mm-hmm. My heart is so full right now. It's like a relief finding out not only who you are, but knowing that, we all knew already that something was going on, because how you just leave your mom's house and the world is chaotic. Everybody hates you, and you're like, well, what did I do to you? You go to your job, you work at a job for 20-something years, and people try to treat you like a child. I mean, you're like, something's wrong. So I'm thanking for not forgetting about us. Letting us know who we are.
That's beautiful.
Hallelujah.
That's the truth.
Hallelujah. Praise the mighty God. Anybody else? It's emotional. I'm telling you, it's going to be emotional. But I wanted to read it.
Right in the end from the beginning.
Yeah. He said, Isaiah 49:16, he said, behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before you. He has our name written in the palm of his hand, so he'll remember the covenant. He wasn't going to forget about us. He wasn't going to forget about us. He know we messed up, but he said, I left you for a small moment, just for a small moment. He wasn't going to forget about us. No, he's not going to forget about us. He's going to love on us. We got to finish this sentence out, and then he's going to call us back, and we're going to leave here. It's going to be emotional. It is going to be real emotional, but we're going to get there by Yah's grace. This is very powerful. And then we're going to have somebody to do a prayer for us. I asked the brother that was just speaking if he would pray over us, and before everybody just take a moment and just take a drink before we have the prayer, and then we'll ask the brother to pray over us, and then we're going to eat together, and we can continue to talk while we eat. We're going to be on here for about an hour or so until we all And then once it's over, then we can just go back to our prospective spots and think about this, because this is a real reality for us one day. Brother, do you mind praying over us?
No, I'll make it. I don't pray long, though. I just pray very short. Is that okay with
That's
everybody?
All right.
Okay.
That's okay.
All right. Well, Father, Yah, we come to you. We just ask you we want to thank you, first of all, Father, for all of the blessings and coming back to your truth and into your word and finding out who we are. We'd also like you, Father, to forgive us of our sins and our trespasses, and let us examine ourselves and remove the leaven out of our own lives. And Father, that we may be able to continue in your way and to hold on to your word forever and ever. Amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, everybody, if you want to see eating, we can. Exodus chapter 12 deals with the whole Passover. If we can get somebody that want to read Exodus chapter 12, that would be wonderful. So that the people will know, because we definitely going to put this up on YouTube, because a lot of our camps and stuff don't do it this way, and this is how it's supposed to be done. This is the last night in the land of their captivity. They was home getting prepared to make a journey that they didn't even know what it was going to be about.
So you want Exodus chapter 12, let's read?
Yes, sir. Chapter 12, Exodus chapter 12.
All right, real quick. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the tenth day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. And in the household, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of their souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. And they shall take the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorpost of the house, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden in all water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the purtenance thereof. And ye shall let nothing remain until the morning, and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both men and beasts, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses which ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leaveneth bread from the first day until the seventh day, thou shalt be cut off from Israel. And in the first day, there shall be a holy convocation. And in the seventh day there should be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which is every man must eat, that only may be done of you. And ye shall observe the feast of the unleavened bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. In this first month, on the 14th day of the month, at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until 1/20th day of the month, at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. You shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then Moses called for all of the elders of Israel and said unto them, Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. All right. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And some of you shall go out at the door of this house until the morning. And none of you shall go out of the door of his house until the morning. For the Lord will pass through it to smite the Egyptians. And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance in thee and thy sons forever. And it shall come to pass, when you be come to the land which the Lord will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye shall keep this service. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, What mean ye by this service? That ye shall say, It is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover. He passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses and the people bowed their head and worshipped. And the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord had commanded Moses, even Aaron, so they did. And it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on the throne unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, and he and all his servants and all of the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night, and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people, both you and your children of Israel, and go, serve the Lord as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds, and ye have said, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. And the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land with haste. For they said, We be all dead men. And the people took their dough before them, before it was leavened. Their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver, jewels of gold, and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, in flocks and beasts, even very, very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they had brought forth out of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry. Neither had they prepared themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in Egypt was 430 years. And it came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the selfsame day it came to pass, that all the host of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt. It is a night to be much observed unto the Lord for bringing them out from the land of Egypt. This is that night of the Lord to be observed to all the children of Israel in their generations. And the Most High said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. Shall no stranger eat thereof. But every man's servant that is bought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof. All of the congregation of Israel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover of the Most High, let all of his males be circumcised. Then let him come near and keep it, and he shall be as one that is born in the land. For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Most High commanded, and Moses and Aaron, so did they. And it came to pass that selfsame day, the Most High did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's what we're doing tonight. This is just powerful. So if you guys don't mind, we can go ahead and dig in, and we can eat our meal. For you all that want to hang around, you're more than welcome to do that. We look forward to all of it. You know, this is our Passover, and one day is going to be the real day. One day is going to be it.
I got a little verse that I want to read that normally said in the congregation that I used to be about.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Verse it says, we are in Egypt again, and again we tell Pharaoh of God's word, let my people go, that they may serve me. Then it's the song. Go down, Moses. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. When Israel was in Egypt land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, people go.
Yeah.
The Lord told Moses what to do.
Yeah.
Let my people go.
Yeah.
As the children of Yisrael through, let my people go. Down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, my people go.
Hallelujah.
Ooh,
Go, y'all.
hallelujah.
Here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Yeah.
you guys. One morning that sound going to blow, and it's going to be time for us to go home. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Woo.
Hallelujah.
The trumpet's blowing. The trumpet's blowing.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, what thing about them trumpets when they blow? When those trumpets blow, that means good things for us. It don't mean like what's for the rest of the world. The trumpets blowing in Revelation, it don't mean nothing it means good things for us.
Yes.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Because we never want to be on that side. We don't be on the wrong side of the Most High. We don't want it. We don't want that.
We already did that. Took us look how long it takes us to get back on the other side.
Is that the truth?
Jesus, don't want to do that again.
No.
And we won't.
Last activity, it won't be no more. This is it.
And we won't disobey no more after this one.
No, sir.
Can y'all imagine we only got 2.5 more years, 28 more months?
And you know, people always say black people can't get along. We're gonna be getting along then.
All right. All right.
We're gonna be getting along real. We're gonna be on our P's and Q's real good. You don't have to worry about nobody pulling nobody down.
No alternative, man, because we're gonna have to build a culture that speaks to our characteristics, void of all bad influences. You understand? So we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Yeah. We're doing it
to get our name in the book of life, we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
We ain't got no alternative. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. You understand? There ain't gonna be no running back to America or wherever we think that we can get away and duck and hide. There ain't gonna be none of that.
Brother Donnie, nobody has an alternative but this. This is it.
That is true.
We're supposed to be preached to the world. This is it. They better come along with us.
No.
They want to be saved.
Wow.
I was thinking. I just want to say this real quick, y'all. I was just thinking. I read all these stories about Abraham and Moses, and never in a million years I thought it had anything to do with me directly. Man.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
It just never. I just like that's I'm a Gentile. I'm ham and all that.
Yeah,
I mean, they teach that. That's taught strong. That is taught strong. Never thought those people were kin to me in that scripture. Never thought that they were kin to me, that Jacob was my grandfather. Never thought that.
Oh my goodness.
Never had that. Never could understand that. And I think the Most High, just like the sister said, I'm glad he remembered us.
Yes.
And he really loved Abraham, boy. I tell you, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes. One day we're going to say we made it. Woo, it make you want to cry. I'm telling you, you holding back the tears. Cause it's
too late now. It's already happening on this point. Jesus. Already happening. I'm trying to pull myself together here. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Just want to hold back.
You understand? It's fine. I never thought that I would be the type of person that cried. You understand? But, man, it brings tears to my eyes to know, joyful tears of joy to know that we gone back in 2.5 years.
Relief.
Redemption draws nigh.
Yes, our sentence will be served. I hope that the Most High take us out at that point. But I'm just excited. I'm excited and happy. Oh my goodness. And I just want you guys to know that it's going to be an honor to meet you all face to face. whether we meet at the State of the Nation, or whether we meet at the Day of Repentance, or whether we meet for the first time getting on the boat. You know that family is family, and we've gone through a lot. We've gone through a lot, but at the end of the day, we made it. We made it. We're still alive. We made it, and we're going to help to steer our families to where we need to go. And Yah's going to bless us, you know, because we're doing what he told us to do in the land of our captivities.
Yes.
No?
Passover next year going to be bigger than this. Y'all watch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all watch. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you know, the punishment is what makes people come around. Seem like some people, the stiff neck got to be beat down.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it is, y'all. Y'all seen it. If you have brothers and sisters, you know what I'm talking about. You know, the same whooping for you didn't work for them. It doesn't work for some people. It's not the same thing. They in the same house, eating at the same table. They don't see it.
Yeah.
You know? And that's just how we have to have that patience and that long suffering, because y'all know. I mean, Brother Donnie, in 42 years, the Most High is long suffering. You've seen people in and out and everything. You know, he's long suffering with us. He really is. His loving kindness is something else. It is amazing. And, you know, and I try to tell people that's the real Father. I mean, that's the person that loves me. I don't care no matter what happens with my natural parents. I know what love is from a parent, from the Most High. I know what it is. Yes. I mean, when you come to this and you start seeing these scriptures unfold, the stuff that y'all bringing forth and unfolding this stuff, you know, we learned so much in 3 months. I learned more in 3 months than I learned in 10 years.
Hallelujah. Praise God.
I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all, all of y'all. I really do love y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all bring forth. I know it's hard work, but please, you know, just like I said, next year's Passover, man, it's going to be something else.
Hallelujah.
Yes, praise to the Most High.
You know when I really realized that the Almighty was with me is when I could see that he was working in my life, you understand, because things was happening that I had no control over. I never did, you know, things happen, you understand, and he wound up making it, you know, so that I get out, I wouldn't be oppressed with it, or I wouldn't get into any trouble, you understand, and I started recognizing these things. You know, one of the things is that it says, you know, just coincidental, you understand, you know, I find myself in a position where I didn't have rent money, you understand, but I made it through. How did that happen? I didn't do anything special. I was the one that put myself in the position not to have no rent. You understand? But I made it through. I mean, he made it so that I came out of it, smelling like a rose. You understand? And that's when I started recognizing that, you understand, that the Almighty be with you in matters that you have no control over.
Yes. Yes. Hallelujah.
We all have that story too.
About that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't want to prolong it. We're going to do this only for an hour, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed us and each other and in the Passover. And now tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon, I'll be back on this call, and for you all to have to work, we'll be back on at 6 o'clock in the evening to seal it off and go into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And, you know, I just want to tell everybody, you know, how much we appreciate you all doing this with us and being a part of this with us. And to say to you all, shalom, shalom. And we're on our way home. We have a few more months before it's over.
Shalom, Pesach.
We're going to get on those boats and we're going to leave the same way we came. Only this time we're going to be on the top of the ship.
Yes, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom, everyone. Thank you so much.
Shalom.
Oh,
He that keepeth faith will not slumber. Behold. smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Amen. Amen.